Right, guys, welcome back to episode 4 of Project Homecoming, our ST170 powered Mark II Fiesta. In this episode, we're going to start our long list of jobs by sorting out our exhaust manifold and spacing. As you can see here, I've got the original ST170 manifold. Ford must have spent a lot of time tuning this, because you can see by these links here, these are called primary links. Down here is also primary links. The lengths of these affect the performance and where the power is in the car. There's some real science to it. I'm sure if you have a look on YouTube, once you finish this, obviously, don't go now, you'll be able to find out some more of the mass of it and why these primary tuning links are important and how they work. I understand it as a concept, but to go into it, I don't really know enough. What I'm going to get to, though, is this here isn't going to work, because that will hit our cross member. That's no bueno. What I do want to do, though, I want to keep these lengths all the same. Ford did this for a reason, like I said, and I want to keep that as best as possible to keep the power and the drive characteristics of the 170. What we're going to do is we're going to cut it here. We're going to figure out this length, and then we're going to run that back underneath the gearbox, underneath the sump. There is plenty of room in between the deepest part of the sump and where the bell housing goes. There's like a lump. So we're going to shoot that through there, and then we're going to go to a 2-to-1 collector into the rest of our exhaust system. I could get another exhaust, or I could make one, but it's a lot of work for something that Ford have already done a good job on. So it seems like a waste of time, effort, and money to do that. We're just going to modify Ford's beginnings and try and get the most out of it as we can. So we'll crack on with chopping it up and then offering that up into the car. Right, guys, as you can see, the bottom is now chopped off from the top. It does fit in there, but it's super tight with the rad and with the cross member. Hopefully you'll be able to see there that how tight it is. So what we're going to do, the plan is to come in here. We'll knock all these heat shield covers off because we're going to wrap it underneath the standard heat shield. We are more than likely going to heat it up, tweak it in. If it comes to it, though, we might have to just notch it and just bend it. Obviously 3 and 4, there's like nice clearance on it. You can see 3, 4 there. There's like a lot of space. 1 and 2, though, are going to be the real issues. I don't know if it's unfortunately or not. Maybe unfortunately. 1 and 4 are linked. You can see down there where they tie into 2. Where they tie into 2, it's 1 and 4 and 2 and 3 that are joined together. So it's going to make it hard for us to bodify. I don't know if hard is the right word necessarily, but it's going to make it a bit more challenging. But we'll figure it out. What we're going to do, though, is we're going to get our rear torque mount sorted, so that once we know where the rock is, then we know how much we've got clear. There's no point in going too far ahead with making the exhaust fit when we don't know the exact angle of where the engine is going to sit. So right then, today's job is going to be modifying our manifold to fit. If you remember from the last video, this primary length is a bit too long. This one is a little bit too long, and that's just about okay. What we need to do is we're going to chop a section out here, and then we're going to chop a section probably somewhere around here, and in that we should be able to then roll it round, keep our lengths roughly right, and give us the space that we need between the radiator. I'm still suffering with this cold. If the light's a bit off, you have to bear with us. We're obviously in the new unit. We've not got everything sorted yet, but I'm still trying to get some jobs done, etc. So I have got a light on me now behind me, but it's a bit fucking bright. So I shall be turning that off in 2 seconds. Whilst I just get cutting this. So hopefully, yeah, we'll get it cut. twisted, offered up to the car, and we'll see where we end up. Yeah, I'm still debating how I'm doing this, so that's what the pause was for. Fuck it, we're going to send it. I fucking hate wires. So then, this is where we are now. Oh my god, it's so dark in here. Oh my god. So dark. But, can you? No? Can you? No? Maybe? No, not really. We've got a bit of gap now. Bit of gapage. I think with a little bit of an extra tweak, another slit in it, just free slit on the back side of this underneath here, we should then be able to just fold it in a little bit, and then that should give us the clearance that we need, in theory. Sorry it's dark, but, you know, it is what it is. So we can see in here now that we've opened up enough space to get clearance between the cross member, even though it's quite hard to get a proper thing because the lighting is rubbish. But yeah, we've opened it up now, just got to pull them back off, weld them up and tidy them up, and then that'll be another jobbed. So we are now welded up. Right then, so that's this piece adjusted. Hopefully it's going to fit nicely now. Now we've pulled it round and then tucked it in. We're all welded up. And we've cleaned, I don't know why I'm saying so much today, like my brain's not quite functioning properly. Maybe it's one of those sort of Saturdays when my brain's melted through a week of work. Yeah, so we've trimmed it, pulled it in, cut these two, kinked it, welded it all up, ground a couple of these back. I'm not quite sure why. I think I just started grinding the lugs off for all the heat shields and just got carried away with myself. You know how it goes, your brain runs away some days. So, exhaust wise, we are not too far off there now. We've obviously got to make our kink to go back in underneath the sump. But what we're going to do first is we're going to make sure that we're happy with how the engine angle is, make sure we're happy with the radiator clearance and everything like that. I'm pretty sure we're going to be okay, but belts and braces and all that, there's going to be nothing worse than welding these on and then having to cut them back off again. That would be an absolute minge. So, yeah, next up for this is weld them on and then heat wrap it, and then that'll be JD, essentially. Yeah, another small job. Well, I was going to say, I don't even know if it's a small job. It's part of a job. Jobs. Just waiting for some bits to come through the post now for our lower torque mount. And then, yeah, we can get that knocked up. Knocked up like it's nothing. Get this side of things finished up. Start mounting the radiator, figuring out some watt raises if you're a Guy Martin fan. So yeah, sounds.